just need 3 motherfuckers and you can take over a country. Okay, that's what we're confused as Americans. We think we need all these motherfuckers. You give me 3 bad motherfuckers and you're finished.
So there's 2 that I don't know. It's Roosevelt and who?
Jefferson.
Yeah.
Jefferson.
That's the ones I always forget. I know Washington.
So, welcome to our new history podcast.
Yeah.
Settle down with the sounds of history.
Settling down.
Dude, I was watching. You read to say that shit they did like with the pyramids? Where they found out like what they were actually like used for, or they
Like
kind of
the power.
yeah, they're
the
like
power
pretty
plant
much like
shit,
yeah, they're
the
like
hydrogen.
yeah,
that
it's
shit
fucking
looks-
that's wild,
yeah.
man.
That theory is insane because
Yeah.
there's like the Queen's chamber and the King's chamber are like tubes that go into one large chamber, and it's like if you put like hydrogen down one and something else down the other, it like creates energy.
Yeah,
No,
that's wild.
I think like, Saint Rogie said this a bazillion times, but like we were so much more advanced than we want to believe.
I
Like-
agree. We think everything was just like fucking.
And that's a way to keep people down, is to make them think that they're the most advanced. Like we're the most advanced we've ever been at this point, and I just don't think that's true.
I think that like us common folk, I mean, in certain ways are. I mean, I saw
Maybe technology and this like this type of technology, the cell phones, that shit. But like,
Yeah.
I mean, they couldn't make the fucking pyramids today, bro.
that's absurd to think that we can't.
I don't know how those people did that.
That's it's a mystery.
I mean, it's unreal.
Or were they people, or was it aliens?
I know.
Well, that's the thing. Now we're talking
Or was
about
it
like
aliens?
Well,
we don't care about aliens. Apparently,
what
they
do you-
dropped that on us, and we were like, "Bro, what about everything else? We don't care about the aliens."
Yeah, but they're like coming like. There's a lot more fucking proof coming out now. Like even like the government, all that shit's like some of them. I think we talked about that before. Some of them are ours, some of them aren't. Yeah, have you heard this?
The UFO?
What?
No.
Yeah, so like pretty much, and a lot of like government people like are coming out pretty much saying like, or whistleblowers now, and even that's kind of wishy-washy. Some people you're like, who's like genuine, or are they being put out there to say these things, right?
Yeah,
So
they
that's kind of exactly.
We just lost $6 billion in our accounting.
Yeah, and that went away. Yeah, that just disappeared. But so it turns out like Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, all these are like Department of Defense like spots. They apparently are like the ones who have like they like fund all the they're running some really shady fucking operations. A lot of human trafficking shit, a lot of drug stuff to like fund like all these. I was watching this fucking this shit. Anyways, it's fucking wild, but. They have the ability to some of these spacecrafts are actual like our shit. Like it's not the government per se. That's why some of the government don't even know these exist. It's crazy. You gotta watch that.
Is that the YouTube video that Steve sent in?
Yep.
Yeah,
He put me on that guy and like, dude, I fucking
haven't had
lost.
a chance to peep those, but
oh my god,
it's crazy.
He brings dudes on like legit like high ranking, like people that have seen shit and know shit. They talk about it, like. Some wild ass shit, but yeah. So UFOs are here.
You gotta wonder if it's like you said, is it just distraction at this point? Like all this shit going on, is it like just a distraction, like government plan shit, and like?
Well, and that's all. Some other dude was talking. Same thing. Apparently, he was a CIA guy, and he's saying that there's confirmation. I don't know how fucking. I don't know where your confirmations come from. If you're hiding the CIA, like I said, we don't know what's real, what's not. But he's saying that back in 2017, they've got notice or whatever that. Pretty much in 2027, there will be a major contact event that happens with UFOs here. 2027. So that's why a lot of shit's coming out right now, and they're kind of getting.
They're prepping.
They're getting us kind of like okay with the. Obviously, you're gonna fucking lose your mind if like legit like extraterrestrials like come down and fucking land like it's fucking Mars attacks. You're gonna fucking go crazy. Or if they're like actually, turns out they're walking among us and then fucking. Or something like crazy like that. You're like, what the fuck is going on?
Who,
I mean,
who
like,
do you think it is? It's somebody it's definitely Elon.
It's the Russians.
Elon could be one.
He looks like
he does.
Dude,
he could be one.
He's so white, it's unreal.
And he's also very like people. And that's the thing. People want to say like he's like I don't want us to get canceled off here again, but he's like they say he's like on the spectrum, like autistic. I think they say that.
He's probably.
I think
AI.
he just doesn't really have emotions. Because he's like just disconnected
So
from
focused.
human
Yeah.
emotion. I think he's just Yeah, he's a weird
He's
guy.
so in the
Yeah,
zone.
he's a weird guy.
I've said this before, but if
I
you
heard
watch,
he's really cool though too.
if you watch all of his like Rogan episodes,
Yeah.
the first one he's like super awkward,
Yeah.
and like the second one he's like a little bit more like
He's
a
been in the
person,
situation.
and then the third one he's like a totally regular person. I'm like, is he just getting software updates?
I mean,
Is he just like
his program,
slowly getting software updates? Is he like robotic? Because
Nah, he's just getting.
who do you guys think will
comfortable.
win in the Zuck Elon fight? And do you think it's gonna happen?
Is that actually gonna happen?
They're talking about like actually fighting, and they're both training.
Wow.
I think Elon
I
would take that.
No,
Elon's a big guy.
That's something.
I think Elon might have the size, but I think
Zuck seems shifty.
I think Zuck's got the moves though, and he's already more physically built.
Yeah, Zuck's small compared to Elon, though. Look
he's
at him like
small compared
but
to
I
Elon,
guess-
but I think Zuck's already been training in that type of
jujitsu. Yeah,
jujitsu.
he's been training
he's
jujitsu.
already.
He's pretty solid at it,
yeah,
apparently.
I
but
mean, I think he has a slight edge.
He
well,
looks like he'd be good at it.
have you
but I
guys
think-
seen the camps? Have you guys seen what
Yeah.
camps? Like their training camps, like who they're training with?
No.
Is like Zuckerberg's training with
They got to be trained with the elite
like-
dudes.
Mike Musameshi, who's like the top lightweight jiu-jitsu guy, or just one of the top jiu-jitsu guys. He was training with Mike Musameshi, Israel Adesanya. You guys know who Izzy is?
I know
right?
Izzy. Yeah, I don't know the
Yeah.
other guy, but I know Izzy.
If you don't do jiu-jitsu, you probably don't know Mike Musameshi. Mike Musameshi
Probably
was
seen him, but I don't.
he was on Rogan. He eats one meal a day. He
What?
trains every single day, and then he eats one meal a day. He usually makes himself like homemade pasta or homemade pizza, and he'll eat the whole
That
pizza.
just gets that carb, that one
And
burst.
then like he wakes up and trains like every fucking day.
Jesus.
And then Elon's been training with like Gordon Ryan, who's the top jiu-jitsu guy. He's also been like Gordon Ryan, Saint Pierre.
Oh shit.
Saint Pierre.
What else? Who else was John Danaher, who's like the godfather of jiu-jitsu. So
He's not that good.
yeah, I mean, but yeah, dude, like it's crazy that they're training with like the top elite guys, and it's like, are they taking this seriously? Or are they just?
It's just I hate how like now every the celebrity just doing like boxing or UFC matches. And I know they're like but like the thing is they're celebrities, but they're like they're famous like just billionaires. So it's just having billionaires fight for money. Like, it's kind of cool, but I mean they're getting money, but it's like
Yeah.
I just what if they want to do it and like it's fun, but like to make it like I don't know. I just the whole just feeding into it just pisses me. Like I mean, now that I'm gonna watch these two guys who are already fucking billionaires make more fucking money off these fucking fights, while I just sit there like, oh, who's gonna? I don't know. I get irritated.
So Jake, speaking of that, tonight,
Yeah.
And
I'm
shoot,
gonna
I
see it.
actually-
They got no
I'm
brawl.
watching it tonight.
I actually might
going to a
I
party.
might drop this episode like right after you guys leave because we're in YouTube jail. I can't post to YouTube, so I don't have to do any video editing.
Oh
we
yeah,
are.
it's just
We-
audio.
I might just fucking do the audio real quick, pop it on Spotify so we're current. So
Nice. Why not?
tonight,
You know, it's ironic.
go ahead.
I told this to DeCarlo earlier,
Hold on, I got to
just
fart.
to be funny.
I got to fart. All right, go ahead. I hope the mics picked that
That
up.
was shout out to Shane Gillis because that was to you, that fart, because I love when you guys fart on your pod. But anyway, no, I was saying to DeCarlo, I was like,
It's a fetish.
It's a weird fetish.
it's ironic that the first legit episode that I was not in,
We got banned.
we got banned.
Yeah, for medical misinformation.
You weren't in that one?
No, he was.
I was in New Jersey.
He was in New Jersey.
Oh, it was
For
that
FD,
one.
Yeah, that's how long it's been since we recorded.
Yeah, because a lot of
That's
shit's been
crazy.
fucking yeah.
A lot of
been-
shit's
yeah.
been happening.
Yep.
Yeah,
Wow. But yeah, so tonight's the fight.
Tonight
so
is the Nate Diaz.
Nate Diaz, Paul fight.
they got
Paul
in a little
fight.
brawl. You see that
I
fucking
did see
that,
it.
that security guards and shit. They like had a little brawl on stage.
I did
I
see
did
that.
see that.
Yeah, that's exciting. They fucking
That was real as shit.
yeah. And Jake Paul was calling him a bitch. Like you don't call fucking the Diaz a bitch.
Dude,
He'll
Nate
fuck you
Diaz
up.
is a underdog
Yeah,
right now.
that's
Dude,
crazy.
I put $24 on it and it pays out $80.
Damn, I'm gonna put
And like
100.
I wanted to put 100 on Diaz, but I'm like, one, these boxing matches, they're like
well, yeah,
sketchy.
and it's true. It's not
and-
point. driven and shit.
Yeah, and it's
plus,
like
Jake Paul's fucking good. Say what you
he's-
want about
yeah,
the
he's a
fucking
good
guy.
fighter, dude.
He's a fucking mouthy little fucking prick.
He,
And I would love to sneak fucking rock him one time. Of course, if his jaws probably would, my hand would break. But
no, he is.
yeah, but he's good. He's good. So
I still want to see him. I'm not going to sit here and say that he's 100% a professional boxer now, but
Yeah.
I still want to see him go against. Oh no, he already did, right? He already did go against a legit boxer.
he went against Tommy Fury.
Tommy Fury.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. I was just going to say I
And
still want to
he
see
lost.
him go
He
against.
lost
Yeah,
to
and he
Tommy
lost.
Fury.
yeah.
Yeah. So,
But it was a good fight.
oh, it was a great.
was a
fight.
great
It was a
fight.
legit fight.
Yeah,
But that's what you got to see, right? It's like
it's okay to lose.
it was just fighting like just a bunch of like I was
Washed
just
up UFC
yeah. That
fighters.
to me, that's who guys who like yeah they can throw down with fists and hand stuff, but like but they're it's UFC's different. It's not
Yeah.
all by it's about that knockout shit. You got shit on your fucking gloves. You're not knocking out dudes all the time.
The
It's
only
just
thing that
calculated.
worries me about Diaz is like he blocks punches with his face.
I know.
You know,
He's just a
like,
brawler.
He
Yeah.
just fucking blocks punches with his fucking face. He's such a savage though. I'm like, how is he a plus 325 underdog? Like how? I really wanted to put 100 on Diaz, and I look at the odds, and I'm like, do I put 100 on Diaz? Like the experts clearly don't think he's gonna win. So
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll put 25 on it, and it'll still pay out 80. But speaking of the betting, I was down to $100 in my account on
Yeah.
Bet Online, which fuck Bet Online. I'll never use you again. Quick synopsis: don't ever do this is a PSA to people. I'm looking directly into the camera. I know you're listening audio right now, but don't ever do these like bet match things. Like, oh, put $1,000 worth of this in, or put crypto in, and we'll match you 100%. I did that, and I didn't read the fine print, and I have to wager. I did this last football season. I now have to wager 10 times the amount I put on. Plus, so I have to wager $28,000 total in my whole career through the betting site to even pull a cent off. And I've wagered
Whoa.
like since last year I've wagered like $2,000. And I still have $26,000 to wager before I could pull out any. But
Damn.
that's I know that I'll never see this money again.
Yeah.
So it's making me bet a little bit like, hey, fuck it.
Yeah,
It's-
fuck it.
It's gone anyway.
Yeah.
So I was down to $100, right? Now I'm up to $7 because I've been betting on them O's, baby.
Yeah, you
I've
should.
just been fucking putting 100 on. You remember I was putting 20
Yeah.
on every O's game?
Nah.
Fuck it, I'm putting 100 on every O's game.
Hell
and then
yeah.
maybe if I can work this up to NFL season and get like a stack, I'll just strategically put a stack on each, like it's some games, some
Yeah, it's
some
smart.
games, and then some Ravens games I know are gonna win. Fucking strategically put a stack. Maybe I will get money off this site. Who knows? I just got.
I mean, it might. You might.
It'd
It
be a
might come
crazy
back.
run.
Yeah, man.
I'm sorry for going on a tangent, but this Jake Paul Diaz fight is going to be fucking crazy tonight.
I know I'm watching it.
What's it? What was it? ESPN? I don't know. I don't know how you watch
It's a
fights.
pay-per-view.
It's a pay-per-view. Yeah.
Yeah, hit me on the DMs if you guys want to get a service that's low key and from China.
I knew you knew.
I'm not supposed to be selling it, but hit me up. I got a service, dogs. I
right.
got you.
Okay. Just keep you off air.
We're gonna get more YouTube bans.
Yeah.
Um,
No.
Yeah. Well, that's cool.
So yeah, Jake Paul Diaz. I mean, I want to see a good fight.
I mean, it's
wanna
gonna
see a
be.
good fight.
My thing is how because I said, Diaz is a fucking animal. So like,
Insane.
if he, how do you not just like forget your boxing and just fucking elbow this fucking kid in the, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like to turn it off, be professional, but like when you're a fighter and a scrapper, like, and you fought UFC,
And he's a UFC guy.
yeah. So like, I'd like to keep it just like hands. Like, how do you not like when that motherfucker when Jake Paul kneels down, fucking knee him in the fucking face. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to
Yeah.
like not want to do that. Or if he falls down, stumbles, you get on top of him and start pounding. It's like,
I wanna
and then you
see-
get disqualified.
I want to
then.
see Jake go against Rodriguez.
Who's Rodriguez?
There's a lot of Rodriguez in the world.
Oh, damn. Oh, I'm sorry. I said his name completely wrong. Garcia.
Garcia. That wasn't slightly, but that wasn't anywhere near racist or anything. I want to see him fight Sanchez, bro. Totally.
I
just,
really
just let him.
100% did not mean anything behind that.
Well, hold on, but
Hope
who's,
he fights
who's,
Sanchez, bro.
I don't know. I don't know.
not,
Like boxing
you guys are
stuff
more
now?
into this than I
No,
am.
no,
I'm not.
so,
Though.
like,
I'm really not. But who's
no? Yeah, but you guys know a lot more about it than I do.
the UFC stuff? But who's Garcia? Is he a boxer? Who's
Yeah,
Garcia?
Ryan Garcia
Ryan
is
Garcia.
a monster.
But he's like a lightweight. Or he's,
Yeah,
he's
Jake
a
Paul's
I think
dude.
he's a middleweight. Like
Is he heavyweight? What's Jake Paul? What's he considered?
they're
Is he
fighting
light?
185 right now.
What is
So I
that?
think
What is
that's
that?
like
Nick,
is
tell
that
him-
middleweight or cruiserweight? I don't. Dude,
Cruiserweight's like 150.
I
isn't
don't
it?
really know. Like
Nick,
people
tell
are
him- tell
people
him
are
how-
screaming
tell
on the
him
other
how
end of this
sick
I know.
podcast right now. Like,
Fucking
fucking
idiots. Fucking no boxing.
He hits hard, dude. Show him. Is that what you're bringing?
Yeah, I don't know.
no, I'm not pulling stuff up to
Producer stuff.
yeah, producer stuff. I just want to see what weight class 185 is. Ununified weight classes. So,
Ununified.
Hold on. So this is through ABC Boxing. So they all have different weight classes and shit like that too.
Oh fuck. Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, like so technically 175 to 185 would be middleweight. And 185 to 195 is super middleweight. So they're fighting middleweight right now, which Diaz is a smaller guy. So he said he's been putting on like a lot of weight and feels lazy. But and his whole thing is his endurance is insane.
Yeah.
Like him and his brother run like triathlons and shit.
Wow. Damn.
Yeah, it's crazy. So that's gonna be dope. That's gonna be a good fight tonight. What else we got on the agenda, boys?
I can't believe I murdered that.
It's fine.
It's
I'm
cool.
thinking about it now, and I'm like, I've watched so much of his content. I'm
See,
like,
I
how
thought you
did
were talking about, like-
literally murdered the guy's name.
I thought you were talking about Paul Rodriguez. I was like, that's another. I'm fighting Paul Rodriguez. Why?
Yeah,
but-
Ryan Garcia, dude. I thought you knew him.
Yeah, I don't pay attention. I'm really not. I'm
He's
out
got
of
the
whole-
jet black hair. Like, he looks like a freaking stallion, bro. He's a G. Nick, you know he is.
Yeah, I know who he is. So have you guys heard of the Bree's been on this, the Thai Lamb vlog or Racha Potes?
What?
What?
They're on. It's on TikTok.
I don't know.
okay.
Fucking
I'm not
anything
on there
about that.
either, but Bree literally will sit here and watch these videos.
What do
you
they
know what
do?
they are?
No.
It's like a marble or cement staircase, and they just roll bottles down it and see how many stairs it goes down before it breaks. But the bottles would be filled with like different liquids and different beads and shit like that, and it's like this ASMR like.
I've seen it.
When it
People find it.
explodes, then the beads like trickle down, and it's like there's something like
I can see it being like very relaxing.
there
That
is
sounds,
something
yeah,
like what's the word?
mesmerizing.
Yeah, but it's like it's kind of like
It's
those
elegant.
those pimple popper videos. Like
Yeah,
once that pops out, you're like, oh,
Satisfaction.
satisfying.
Yeah,
It's
but
like a
I can't.
satisfying video.
See, I feel that way when I watch fucking.
I just peel paint.
I like watching bricklayer, like people like lay. You seen dudes like lay
Oh,
bricks and
yeah,
shit,
that
like
they
they fucking
do it
put,
real
like
quick.
like when they
Yeah, they do it.
or
Really
they set it up in a certain thing and like they hit it and the bricks like falling a certain way down and stuff and watching like just like crazy like fucking that shit. I'm like, what the fuck? Or this dude, this spray paint artist. Have you seen this guy? Catch him on the reel sometimes. He just spray paint like it does like a quick painting in like 5 minutes, just like by spray painting. It's like space shit. It's fucking. I watch that shit all day. So
Is he the
Oh, I
dude that
love
like
that.
does people's shirts on the spot and stuff?
nah, I don't know. He just
I
kind
saw
of
that the other day.
but he uses like a bowl and just does like planets and shit. Just like and teaches all these techniques to like get light. I'm like fucking. I want to start painting.
That's like on the boardwalk when there's spray paint guys.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
But yeah, so I get where she's coming from with that shit because there's definitely
Yeah.
you find those.
But she'll watch
Yeah.
this shit for like an hour. I'm like, what the
I
fuck
can't
are you
do that.
watching? She's like, oh, just like bottles break down steps. I'm like, the fuck are you doing?
bottles breakdown steps.
I have seen them. I just didn't know the category of what it's called.
So do you guys know what a Merkin is?
Like an American.
No, Merkin. Merkin. A Merkin.
M-E-R.
Sounds like some kind of bird.
Yeah,
Listen.
or a fish.
Listen how crazy this is. It's a real thing. Back in the day,
Mm-hmm.
when adult entertainers, right? Like strippers back in the day would get crabs. They would shave all their pubic hair off because they had crabs, right? These
Yeah.
are like ladies of the night and like
Yeah.
strippers, right? Which kind of went hand in hand back in the day.
Mhm.
Performers, they would get crabs, they'd shave their pubes. A merkin is a vagina wig.
What?
Yeah, because it wasn't like a
Back then it was
back
weird to
then
have
it was
shaved
weird
ass.
to have a shaved puss. So they would literally
Oh.
put a vagina wig on. Isn't that not wild to think about how times have changed?
That is, cause
Like,
yeah.
That is, it's polar opposite now.
Yeah, yeah.
It's
So
weird to
weird.
have a bush.
So weird that they didn't have a bush. They would put a wig on their vagina.
And how funny was
I'm
it back
sorry.
then when the guys were going down? All of a sudden they kind of maybe got like a lodge between the tooth and pulled up and pulled the whole fucking
the whole
Merkin off. Like like fucking,
I'm 100% okay with how the times are now.
yeah. I'm with
Like, I am so glad we are not.
now that I'm like grown, I don't mind a little hair.
yeah, I can do.
Yeah,
I can.
Yeah,
I
a
can,
little,
Yeah, I
a
can.
buzz,
fine.
a little bit of buzz is okay.
Well, you
Yeah,
know.
I could do hair. I'm
Yeah.
cool with that. But I don't want like a full 70s bush. I don't want to have to
Yeah.
like go through the
I
forest.
just don't want your face down there.
like my beard.
yeah.
Well,
Wow.
the way you said that just
I meant,
Yeah,
I
it
meant your
sounds
beard.
yeah.
sound
Like you don't
you don't
you don't
me
want the
giving
feeling.
You head.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
yeah,
right. Ooh.
I wouldn't do that either.
That'd be
That's-
prickly on my nuts.
That'd be really
literally not.
prickly on
I
me.
that did sound-
I wouldn't want you
Down there.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be there.
That's
actually.
a cis life.
yeah,
Oh my gosh!
that's funny,
Don't be a sissy.
man.
That's funny.
I
I meant your beard.
Speaking of this sexual talk, Adam22 has been in the news recently for like basically letting his wife do her first male scene.
Mm-hmm.
You guys thought about any of this?
They do porn.
They do
it's kind
porn
of,
together,
so
but she never did any male scenes. So he's kind of like leased his wife out to do this male scene with Jason Love.
I just think it's wild that the safe zone was no facials and no kissing, but everything else is good to go.
well, I mean,
And
I
that
kind
to
of
me is
no,
wild.
I kind of
bro.
understand that shit in a sense, because it's like, I guess the kissing part makes it like
Well,
that's where
kissing's
it's like
obvious.
more
That's-
intimate
yeah,
than
yeah,
just
that's-
like
that's obvious.
fucking around. And obviously, like facial, like to me, I'm like, dude, like I don't want like another dude's load on my girl's face.
Cream pied her.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's got to go somewhere.
Oh, he did.
I'm pretty
but
sure.
I'm just, I mean,
No.
That's a whole.
Oh,
That's
Nick.
a level for me.
yeah, I think they
Nick,
come at least on the ass
nuh-uh.
cheeks or something. Come
Yeah.
on her, but not I
Yeah.
get it. But I mean, either way, it's just kind of I don't.
Hey, if you can't come in her, come on her.
That's right. But I just, I mean, if I don't, I couldn't. I mean, it's just I couldn't. I mean, just
it's a different lifestyle.
So
they
but
live.
but we don't do porn. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like the thing is they do, because they do their own
They do porn together.
and then bring chicks in all the time. So for me, it's like
He's
you
like
can't.
constantly fucking other chicks.
Yeah,
right?
to me that's that double standard. So for me, it's like
Ah.
how can I get it's like for us dudes are like oh we go have threesomes all day and like whatever. But like to not if you're fully, I just think that if he's comfortable in it and and then I guess they're getting paid for it and the money's right and they offer a certain amount of money, I think that yeah, it's definitely cuck behavior. Falls under that. Guys, but it's like he's not sitting in a corner like sucking the cream pie out after she's fucking.
But I think
it's
this
not,
is. I think this is like strategic marketing. For
Making
him.
money.
I think he's
Yeah.
really leaned into
Yeah.
it. He's really leaned into it, and he's like his podcasts have been like just watched heavily now.
Yeah.
I think it was a marketing move more than anything, which kind of makes me feel shitty about. Like, kind of makes me like more judgmental about it because I'm like you're kind of like pimping your wife out.
But I mean,
for views.
Well,
the
you
thing is he pimping her out or is she just doing porn and getting paid for it? I mean, to a
Yeah.
certain extent, it's like, I mean, it's not. Is he keeps her chained up and then sends her out to I think that it's a mutual. I think it's a mutual thing. I mean,
yeah.
I just think he's allowed his wife to do a porno with a dude, and that's all it is. I wouldn't. I don't classify as pimping, but I don't. I mean.
Yeah, I don't
You know,
know.
I
It's,
think
it's
that-
definitely. I would never be cool.
Yeah,
with it,
I
but
get it. I mean, yeah, but I don't know. I see nowadays, like, dude, that's just like,
He's making money.
and sex shit, like, is
Dude,
so
it's
like
crazy, dude.
the lines are just so, like,
It's crazy.
even like what, like when I watch porn now, like, it's fucking, it's a wild place. It's a wild
Have
place.
you ever tried
online.
to get off it for a minute?
I mean, I get off it every day.
No.
Oh, you mean like not watch?
Oh,
it?
not
Like,
watch
not
it.
watch porn.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I try. I don't.
You don't get off.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
It's definitely like like
Not at all.
I look at it
I
like
how he's like.
I will. I will. Even like now, I've realized my flip phone, I can do pictures and like I can do, fucking like, no HD. Right? It's kind of like, and it's got to be like a maybe 3 minute like clip, but I can't like use it to.
You can actually get to access it. You can actually access it on my flip phone.
Yes, so that's what I'm saying. So I'm not off. I can't get apps and shit, but it's like, so I will catch myself just as a habit, just not even. I just watch it for like just to look at it.
Do you think it's sexual or do you think it's a compulsion?
It's compulsion, like
Yeah,
straight up.
So it's just like
You have
yeah,
to look.
yeah,
at
just
it.
I have
yeah.
to look at
It'd be
it.
like looking like, oh, what are the Ravens doing today? Just let me see what.
Yeah, yeah.
Let me see these
Yeah.
butts.
Let me check my fantasy. lineup.
ebonygalore.com, shit like that.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Assoass.com. So
I think it is somewhat
Shout out.
damaging though to like if you keep a healthy sex life, and obviously it's different for for everybody, but I think it's like sometimes I feel like it could be somewhat damaging to like a
Oh,
to
100%.
sex life.
Yeah, because
it
then
could be,
to your
but
sex life. It could be for
Yeah.
certain people. I'm not saying it is for you. I'm just saying I
No.
think it could be an issue to where you're
Yeah.
like expecting things that aren't realistic
Well, that's-
or
and that's kind of what also an issue is. And I'm not, but like the stuff we do. I mean, it's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
like I found somebody who's matches me
yeah,
with what like I'm into and just the sex. So like, there's not.
it's not that big of a
Yeah,
deal. Like
so-
you're not
Yeah.
there's not want for things
There's
that you're
nothing
not
like that.
getting.
Exactly.
Exactly. So I don't think
Yeah.
it would be an issue for you, but I
No.
feel like
But I
you
can
know,
see that. That's
if you're
what dudes-
somebody and your partner is really not into those type of things and you're now like searching these things out on it,
I agree, because a lot of these young kids, right? So if I,
Yeah.
so you're young getting into this shit, and
Yeah.
you're seeing, we're older now, so like once you get a certain, like in your 30s, like
yeah.
you know what you like, you know what you kind of
Yeah.
you don't really. A lot of these young kids, they go in there thinking these girls are just gonna be like fucking fisting in their fucking ass,
yeah.
and they're like, and just being these wild fucking sex, like, and then they,
Because that's what they see.
yeah, and they
on
meet
their
this girl
phone.
who's like, not
Oh, yeah.
into that, and then they might get a little aggressive, and they get fucking. That's you see a lot of that's just fucking hard, like
yeah.
wild. It's wild shit. I'm telling you.
Or
So it's
girls
not-
feel
yeah.
pressure to do things that they don't want
Yes,
to do
yep.
because that the standard for that these guys are seeing is this different kind of standard that's not realistic in sex.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it
it's-
can also affect relationships too, because then, you're kind of like what DeCarlo was saying about how you expect things.
Yeah.
So then you're expecting every time you're with your partner to be that way that you saw on the internet when it's not, that's not
Yeah.
realistic.
I mean, it's been like that.
Not that that's
Yeah.
an issue. I'm just saying
No,
that
no,
could,
exactly.
that
Yeah,
could
yeah.
play a role.
I could see that, but
Well, I liked what Boosie was saying. Like, that motherfucker crazy, but he was saying some shit the other day, and he was like, yeah, I think he was on a podcast, and he was like, dude, back in the day before the internet, you had your chick, maybe a couple chicks at work that you saw and flirted with.
yeah.
Mhm.
Like, maybe you saw a couple chicks at the bar, but, like, you're only comparing your chick to a couple different people.
True.
Now it's like you literally have every shape and size of female on your phone, in your face at all times,
Yeah.
point in times, and then we're constantly comparing ourselves and our
Yeah,
partners
true.
to other people, and I
can
think
see
that is kind of an unhealthy thing of social media, and since we've been 15 to have these like Facebook, MySpace. Like, remember when MySpace came out? You were just like, "Oh, that girl's hot."
Yeah.
Or that girl's
Or
hot.
fucking when
Let me
like
just
you move
drop-
your top 8 or whatever.
Top,
Yeah,
or remember
dude.
when your friends would get upset if you like
They dropped out of your top eight.
altered your your
Yeah.
top 8, and then you went to top 10, and then you could
But-
change it. Oh yeah,
Yeah, I could see that definitely. Yeah, that's why I got off social media. I started, because I wasn't where I thought I'd be at this point in my life, whether it was kids and all that kind of stuff, and just things happened. It just wasn't that way for me. How it worked out, just whatever. So I would start measuring myself.
Then you're comparing
Yeah,
yourself to
and it
other
was-
people.
and then I start taking it out on maybe my family.
yeah.
Start even like the friends I still had, like start even just not feeling worthy. You started
Yeah, you
feeling
just always
worthy.
compare,
kind of,
and then,
yeah.
then
So
you're,
it's fucked
then
up.
you put yourself
I'm
down,
so
and then you're
weird
like-
on social media, though.
You're weird on social
I'm
media?
so weird. I'm like, I think it's good. I think it is a good thing. But like, I'm very involved. Like, I'm okay.
It's
So
all your shit, right?
what's up?
What do you mean? So like, it's all like you like doing.
Just you? You
Yeah,
mean?
like you're.
Like-
Yeah, like I'm so involved
Ollie
with my own shit.
Yeah.
Like I don't ever watch people's stories. I don't ever watch other people's
that is
content.
true.
I literally will like check my own story and I'll look at my own stuff that I posted.
I mean, it's.
And then I'll get off.
Yeah.
I literally will not like check other people's shit. I think it's kind of strange. It's a little like it seems a little self-involved.
Well, but not
That is
really.
so true
But it's
now that I
almost
think
healthy
about
though,
it.
right? Because it's kind of you're putting out there for yourself and maybe your
Yeah.
family to see what you got, or like Ollie and shit.
And
kinda
I
stuff.
stopped using Snap in a public setting too. Like all of my snaps just go to my family chat. Like if it's like my kid, like me
smart.
and my kid, like
Yeah.
me and Ollie doing stuff, it would usually go to my story as well. And now it just goes to my family chat because I don't give a fuck if anybody else sees it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. It's not for.
And yeah, just like it's I've kind of reeled it in since I got kicked off TikTok. I just like had a kind of a realization that it's just not, it shouldn't be about, because I found myself fucking hanging out with Oliver and recording us going on hikes and shit
Yeah.
to post it on social media. And I'm like, am I here hanging out with my kid?
Yeah,
Or am
man.
or is this a movie set?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I fucking trying to
And
make
that's what
this
you
look
see
like,
that all the time.
you know what I'm saying? Like make this
know.
look like
It's weird.
And how is my kid going to be affected by this? Like he'd be like, "Oh, I want to see the video. I want to see what you do." I don't think it's healthy for them to see themselves like doing things. You know what I'm saying?
It gets, and it's the thing is, that's where this fucking, they're geniuses. That's where this programming starts fucking so young. Because now I saw a video, someone was filming 2 girls on a beach, right? And there was a bunch of fucking trash and shit all in the fucking, on this, I don't know where they were, but 2 girls and 1 girl was like filming her friend. She was picking up this trash, and she was like, they were doing like a TikTok video, like, you know, of her like cleaning up the beach and stuff, you know, and then the woman's filming, and once like the girl stopped and lit the camera, like gave a thumbs up or whatever, and then she just like took the trash and threw it back on the beach, and they walked away. Like it's, you know what I mean? It's like you're not even,
Damn.
you're,
Oh
you know
my
what I mean? You're
God.
not even
That's
help.
really bad.
Yeah, you're not even doing anything. It's all like, and then you get the views of like you're cleaning up, you're doing stuff, but you're not.
God,
You literally-
dude, that's
Yeah.
so
That's fucked
bad.
up.
And she like
That's
filmed
so
it. And I'm like,
messed
dude,
up.
that is to me that sums up. Like and
Sums up a
our
generation.
and ours, we're on the cusp of people that do that shit too.
It,
right?
it sums up a generation,
Yeah.
100%.
These young ones, I mean, hopefully, like, kind of young, like, you know, my nephew
It's
these
kinda-
ages, maybe they curb that shit, but I can't see it because the shit they watch on, I
Well, it's kind of
Wild.
like last pod or
Brainwashing.
last 2 pods, like when unfortunately we found the news about Ray Lewis's son,
yeah,
and it's like, dude, it just happened, and people are already trying to crack jokes, and
be
it's
the
like,
next
dude,
one,
like,
and-
God, you just
what
that is
joke?
not-
What, like what
just
what joke would
anything,
you
just
have?
like that one ignorant dude that was like, oh, it serves him right because he killed somebody.
Yeah,
I'm like,
Allegedly.
Yeah.
no.
I mean,
He
it's
didn't.
Just, it's just a.
So,
it's
and,
just
and
a
it-
really.
it's just, I don't know.
He was found non guilty in a court of
I
law.
just feel like
so-
I just feel like this younger generation, it all stumbles back to like not having respect and not
or not
knowing-
putting value on life.
Yeah.
Well, that's a
like,
big thing.
Yeah.
You see
not
these young
putting
kids
value on
fucking
life.
wild, but and it's also it's shock value, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I love like some of the stuff I say. Like literally, I genuinely don't mean most of the stuff I say. I mean, I know it's going to be shock value.
Yeah,
And
it's a
gonna-
reaction.
I get a reaction. I know I do it. So, and that's what like saying shit like that is like fucking. You know, I real like the kid like fucking died of fentanyl, like fucking overdose and shit. It was a great, you know, Ray Lewis's son, right? Wasn't that what it was?
yeah. It was an
So
OD.
and just for the whole purpose you say that is because you know people are going to fucking shock value, fucking come back and
Yeah.
say shit. And that's what it's about, you know. But
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's a scary
It's just
world.
unfortunate, like how it just there's so many pros and cons.
Oh, let's talk about that when you sit back down. We're gonna talk about that a little bit when we sit back down. So, what do you think about Obama's chef drowning?
I didn't even know about it until you just brought it up now.
Yeah,
I had
Obama's
no idea.
personal chef apparently drowned.
Was it his personal like now, or was it his when he was in office?
I think it was his when he was in office, and then
I didn't read up on like that kind of
I think
shit,
it was his when he
but-
was in office, but then they employed him afterwards, and it was at Martha's Vineyard.
Yeah, where did all this happen at? What was
think
it?
it was
A
at Martha's
pool? Was it
Vineyard.
a ocean? Was it?
You know what? I don't think I know enough information
Yeah,
to even speak on it.
we should
but
hold off on it because I just
sketch. We're going to talk about it next episode because it's sketch. We're going to do a little
Yeah.
bit of independent research and look at some other people that drowned.
'Cause
Because I know the Clintons had some people that drowned.
yeah, that's a weird thing. But also, I know I did see
NFL?
like a part. I don't know where I saw it was like fucking news, just like a brief whatever. It said apparently he was like a really good swimmer too. Like
Oh.
yeah, the chef, he wasn't like from what I saw, he wasn't just like couldn't swim, so he was actually very good. So it's weird that
Well,
he drowned.
isn't that crazy that Mallet passed away?
I was gonna say like.
Oh, yeah, that
I'm
was-
sure. I'm sure Mallet was a good swimmer. I mean, the man was a professional athlete.
Yeah, but he got
34.
caught, that fucking
35.
riptide. He got caught in the
35,
fucking.
dude.
35 years old.
Apparently, like 5 people got caught in this thing. It wasn't
Yeah,
just him
and
out
he was
there.
like
Yeah.
helping people and stuff,
Yeah.
and then he
Oh, that's really bad.
and then he got caught. But those riptides are serious, bro. We got caught in one 2 summers ago, and my cousins were out there with us, and they're a little bit older, and they grew up in Ocean City, and like
So they know what to do.
yeah, we had boogie boards too, so I was like able to float. But there was this kid, this like heavyset kid. It was probably like 13, 14,
Yeah.
and he
Fortnite.
got caught in the riptide, and you could tell he was just swimming and going fucking nowhere. And the lifeguards are just not aware of what's going on. Like, so we paddled over with the board, and like I just let him like hold on to the board.
Yeah, kind of
and,
get his
like,
bearings,
get rest,
yeah.
and then I was like, all right, man, like grab on this side. We're both gonna kick together, and like his
Yeah.
mom like came over to me and Joe, was like, thank you for like saving my son, like blah
Yeah.
blah blah. Like it was serious. Like
It
he
can
could have
be.
died.
So I'm
bro.
saying you see now that a fucking like athlete can happen
Yeah.
to. So
Yeah.
they apparently
Yeah.
you can't. You have to actually swim out of the tide. It's actually like it's like a curve. So like you can't swim towards the beach if you're in one.
Well, yeah, you got to swim.
You gotta swim along the beach.
You got to go
Along the coast.
parallel to the
Well,
beach.
this situation, there was a
Get to swim
sandbar
down,
that we were
basically.
at.
and then in.
There was a sandbar we were at, but there was like a good 100 yards from the sandbar to the shore, and I think the tide was like
Oh fuck.
swooping through and out like a channel in between 2 sandbars.
Mm.
So like it was just pooling that way. So he was trying to come in, and it was
Wow.
You can see it when the two waves crash into each other, right?
yeah.
Like
yeah.
that's when it's
well,
that's
sometimes you can't always see them. Sometimes they're like a lower thing
yeah,
as well.
the lower riptide.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's fucking nuts.
Yeah, you gotta be scared. You gotta be careful.
I know you guys are listening audio because we're banned on YouTube right now. I'll probably release this later on YouTube. But Zach had to get up and stretch his back. You want to tell us, why we've been out of the studio a little bit? Well, we had some downtime. Not all this, but we did miss a week or so because
More than
something
that.
happened to Zach.
Yeah, it was Axo 95, 95 North. Right. I don't even know what fucking right by like the
Paulson exit.
yeah, yep, close to that. Fucking left lane. Doing my just driving. I know I've talked in the past about how I would at times be stupid, but I stopped all that shit. And this time I'm driving left lane, and I was actually I was gonna be getting over soon. I was trying to get over soon, but this guy wouldn't let me over. So whatever. Driving, I see there's no one behind me because I always driving. I fucking come to a stop, and I just get fucking. I literally was like because it was a dead stop. It was traffic.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Were you in the
And,
fast lane?
Yeah,
The far left?
far left.
But
and
you
then-
saw like cars stopping.
yeah,
so
you
then
could you could clearly. That's why I was
Yeah.
like it was just over that hill.
That's
I
why
was
you
like,
stopped.
yeah. So I stopped behind it was like a olive green Tesla SUV. And they could stop on a dime.
Yeah.
So I noticed that I was like, I got So I came up. I was like 3 feet behind the Tesla. I literally was like, damn, fucking, I want to get out of this
I
traffic.
want to get home.
Right when I said that, I heard a skirt, and then just just felt the rear end just get fucking smashed like hard. My whole neck threw back. The window fucking shattered. It pushed me into the middle lanes. It like hit me at an angle that like
It bumped you.
yeah, into those 2 lanes,
Yeah.
and that far right side they weren't stopped. So then there was like a truck coming through, and I was just by the grace of God, I guess, I was able to fucking get over to the far right shoulder. So it hit me from one left out the side. So it was pretty like traumatic
Violent.
as shit for me. It was very violent. So
Airbags deploy and everything.
no, because I got hit in the rear. So a lot of times, I guess, when you're hitting the rear, your airbags. But that's why, because I asked the trooper actually after, when he finally came and like was talking to me and stuff, if I was all right. He ended up giving me a ride to the Wawa up at the exit. He was a really cool young kid. But he was talking. I was like, I said, how's everybody else okay? Because I was far enough away. I didn't see the other people. I knew there was 2 other cars involved. And he said, yeah, airbags deployed and stuff, so everybody's safe. I was like, it's weird, mine didn't go off. And he goes, usually when you're hitting the rear, that doesn't happen, I guess. But
did he let you sit in the front, or did you have to?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Because I was like, I told him I was so like
Frazzled.
out of it, right? I was like, and
adrenaline and
yeah. So because it's the first time I've ever like been in an accident.
Yeah, that's
like
dude.
that,
Your car
what I mean?
looks
And
scary.
so,
That was a serious.
yeah, it's
accident.
fucking total. If I knew it would be, but so and I go to like get in, and I was like, go back, and he goes, dude, you can sit up front, and I was like, oh, okay. Like I never really been in a cop car, but it makes me look like I fucking have been. But like
this is my normal seat back here.
So I he drove me up there and stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much it. It's been going through physical therapy and
Yeah, but
some
you're
pain
dealing
meds
with
and
some
stuff,
nerve.
so.
You're dealing with some nerve issues in your back.
Yeah, pretty. So
that's pretty screwed up. Did they ever figure out who hit you, or?
Yeah, there was someone definitely at fault. There was like I said, I don't. That's what they call, and they called me. Here's the fucking. It's so annoying, like, because they'll call you and be like, now, which car hit you? I'm like, dude, it was behind me. I was I was focused on stopping in what's going on in front of me. I wasn't looking behind me as I'm stopped. I mean, some people do because you want to see if
just
someone's
naturally
coming.
look in your rear view.
But I wasn't. I didn't really get enough time to even adjust, right? So all of a sudden I was like, I know at one point, I did see at one point like an SUV behind me, but it wasn't, I couldn't tell what color. I mean, it was just so far back, I don't fucking know. But, and then because it was like I said, 2 cars involved, so now I'm like, fuck, man. So now they're not going to know who's fucking at fault for this. And then, it's going to be a he said, she said between them two that, because it was like a younger dude who actually before, the last time he was like in trouble was for aggressive lane changing, and he's the one that caused the accident. So he's done
he
it
already
before.
has.
Yeah.
Now
His record.
would those Teslas, don't they have cameras all over them? Can't you wouldn't you be able to pull that camera footage? Maybe.
Yeah,
don't know.
I mean, but I don't know. I don't know the license plate of the Tesla, that kind of shit. That would have been smart.
Did they didn't get hit, I guess.
No, literally, that's what the car. Like I stopped, I guess, far enough behind him
That you got pushed.
And it was just weird the angle because my whole back left got hit, but apparently the car that behind me didn't cause the accident. It was another one. I don't even know how it happened, but yeah. Either way, I'm thankfully okay. I mean, overall, mentally, I'm still very weird. It's kind of weird. I don't like driving anymore. Like I said, for the first month,
Oh yeah,
I was driving Route 7.
Yeah.
And when people were getting up on my ass and shit, I would pull the fuck over on the shoulder.
I do that now
to let
all
people
the time,
pass.
yeah.
And because I get nervous, like I'm gonna get if I'm stopped at a red light now, I'm fucking so fucking panicked, I'm gonna get fucking hit in the it's so yeah. But they said that's gonna go away. Because I'll start talking to physical therapists about that shit, which is fucking. That's
How many times a week you got to do that?
Yeah. They wanted me to do 3 times a week, but I couldn't for work and stuff right now. I just couldn't get off take off that much time right now. So I do 2 days a week.
That's good.
Every Tuesday, Thursday.
That's good.
But I might look into fucking because I still have it some shit going on. So after I do this for the 6 weeks, I might just fucking try some other forms like massage, maybe it's chiropractor.
Dude, chiropractor. I got a good chiropractor.
I've heard
it's pretty solid.
They're good for that kind of stuff. So
Yeah, they are.
So I'm not sure if it's nerve or if it's muscle. They're trying to figure that shit out. So, but yeah. So that was my adventure. I'm working on getting a new car.
Well,
yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, that sucks, dude. I know you basically just got that bitch paid off too.
It was paid off for a year, and that's what sucks too. That's what kind of you're working it now. It's because now not having a payment, the car payment was fucking. It's
nice.
Yeah, not everybody. I mean, mostly everybody's got a fucking car payment, but now I'm looking even with the amount of money I'm getting for the car, to put that down. I'd still
gonna have
even
$800 payments.
It'd be
it'd
be $500 a month, which isn't bad for a lot of people. But that's my last car payment. Like I said, the Beamer, my car payment was like just under 300 for that a month.
Yeah.
So like, and that's like if my credit was a little better then, but like even now like it's still decent. It's good. It's not bad. So like 500 a month for, and it'd be like for a Toyota, because I'm getting a Toyota Corolla or a Camry or something. I'm getting fucking Toyota, dude.
Yeah.
I just want something easy that's gonna run fucking forever. No more of this European shit for now until I can afford one. So I want to be able to take care of it and actually do what I,
Dude, I love my Camry, and it just gets me where I need to go. It fucking runs forever. But like, my thing is, I just switched my insurance from full coverage to
put that full coverage
liability.
back on there, because that's I put liability on Beamer. That's what I had. So my insurance, literally for this whole process, fucking hasn't helped me one fucking bit.
There's a gecko in here.
It's a skink, but yeah.
Skanks.
No, but yeah, dude, like I just switched it all because I was paying like $245 a month.
Yeah,
I took
it's a bitch.
I took the Jeep off the policy, so I drive it twice a year to go get shit from Home Depot. So I took the Jeep off the policy. I went down from to liability. I'm paying like $99 a month now from $250. I'm like, dude.
That's
yeah,
good.
and the reason I had it is because when I bought my car, I bought it for like $6,000 and it was worth like 11. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it made sense to have full coverage because if I got hit, I was getting more than I paid. But now, after used car prices went down, it's only worth like 5 G's right now.
Yeah, man, and it's a shitty time for.
What about that cruise?
That's a no go.
That's not happening.
Yeah,
Dude, when we went and looked at cars on 4th of July, right?
Yeah.
We were looking at the Tiguan or whatever. I went with money, like ready to buy a car.
Yeah, dude.
And then they came with the interest rates and all the shit, and it came out like this is what it would be. I'm like, okay, babe, we have Ollie and the one on the way. We don't need a bigger car right now. It's not necessary. We're not about to do $700-800 payments.
And that's the thing. And
it doesn't matter what your credit is at this point.
Yeah, it's the interest rates.
The
are fucking
interest rates
stupid.
are fucking
high.
so high.
Yeah, and and that's the thing, especially if you're getting like I was going for like a $27,000 whip. Like I'm sure we're getting more like it was like
I was at $27,30.
That's what SUV?
Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't want to be over $30,000.
Smart.
And I wound up
exactly.
I wound up being at like 32 with the car that we wanted, and then after we drove it, we were like not that into it. So it's just like it's not worth it.
It's just it's a really miserable process. Because just dealing with all it's like really fucking the afterwards shit, right? Because even like whether I get money from my car, I don't like that's I don't give a fuck about like I mean I was like it was so
Joe just bought a new car.
Did he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he just bought I haven't even seen it yet. He just bought a Kia Carnival.
It's like SUV.
It looks like an
Terrible
SUV,
name.
but it is a van. It's like a van. It's got 2 sliding doors. It's got the 3rd row seating. It's got the captain's seats, but it looks more like an SUV. It's like kind of like boxier. It doesn't have the van vibe because Liz didn't want a van, and
It's a crossover.
Joe did. It's not a crossover. Someone that knows cars should know that it's not a crossover.
What do you think a Traverse is? A Traverse is not a. It's not an
technically a
SUV.
van.
And it's not
Look
a
up
van.
the Carnival.
A Traverse is not a van, bro.
I never thought a Traverse was a van.
No, I'm saying it's a crossover. I'm saying
What's the difference in a crossover? And
crossover
SUV?
is an SUV and a car.
A sedan.
Sedan. Like a crossover is designated for a SUV and a sedan, not a fucking.
Well, a crossover could be considered an SUV and a van because they're crossing over. I never seen like an SUV van combo.
You can't just tell me I'm wrong. Give me some facts because I'm telling you, you're wrong. Like it's literally a van that looks more like less like a van because it has the 2 sliding doors like a van.
oh, it actually has sliding
Yes,
doors. Like
that's
a
what
van.
makes it
so
a
it just
van.
doesn't look like a
It
van.
doesn't.
It's more
look-
rounded.
It's more squared in the back, like a Tahoe.
Okay, like an SUV.
Yeah, like an SUV, but it has every feature that a van has. It's basically a van that doesn't look vanny.
I don't know what that. I can't picture it.
But yeah, Joe just got it. He bought a brand new one, and he needed it. He didn't want the car payment, but he needed it because with all the kids, like if they had all the kids at the house, they were landlocked.
I forgot he's got a gang of them.
Yeah, they like if something happened, he would have had to be like, all right, Grace, stay here. I'm taking the kids to where I need to go, and Here, this is it right here.
Yeah. That looks pretty nice.
So it kind of looks like a van. Are you looking it up, Coon? You can look at my phone.
That's wild. So it does. It's got that like if you like covered half of it, like from the front, it's an SUV.
Yeah.
And then if you actually close like the back, it's also an SUV. But when you look at it all together, it looks like a van.
Yeah.
That's weird. But I like it.
Yeah, that's what it is.
So it is a crossover. It's a van SUV crossover.
It's
It's not a crossover.
no, it's technically a van.
Yeah,
It's
technically a van. It is a van. It just doesn't look van.
It just
and
doesn't
that's what
look.
she
It doesn't
wanted.
look like a '90s van.
She didn't want like a 90s style looking van. That's basically, and then they compromised because they saw this and they were like, okay, fits both of our needs. It's really nice.
awkwardly long.
Yeah.
It's like a long
look
SUV.
Look how
Yeah.
the wheelbase is like.
Yeah, like
Look
12
at this
feet
section
apart.
from the passenger door.
It could be the
back.
picture though. It could be like a fisheye.
It's
Like
definitely unique.
It is pretty cool though. I want to see it. I definitely want to
I
see it in
hate the
person.
name though.
The Carnival. I
Sounds
think
like
it's
a party.
I think it's
What do you mean?
Carnival, but I call
Yeah.
it the Carnival.
Carnival.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
like
Carnival
Brazilian
sounds actually
Carnival.
Carnival,
cooler,
right?
Cooler. I have
That's
a Carnival.
what I've been calling it.
Mm.
So we got one more segment before we wrap because we gotta get out of here.
Oh yeah.
We want to go real quick through our Ravens Mount Rushmore, and this is. Are we doing Ravens players that are no longer Ravens?
It's just Mount Rushmore because
or your top 4 Ravens players of all time?
Top 4 Ravens players of all time. Who are the top 4 out of the entire organization from '96 to now? Who's on the
is
Mount
it like
Mount
your
Rushmore?
personal, or are we trying to like argue that these are the top 4 guys ever?
We can do a personal, but we'll do ever.
Like
to be
my
to be
thing is
100%
like I feel like this
technical.
is hard to do. Like if you just don't do like offense, defense, special teams, you know what I'm
Oh.
saying? Like positionally, because
Oh yeah, we're talking players.
I'm gonna throw out my like top.
I hear you.
My top 4 would be, you know, of all time, all positions. I'm gonna have to say Ray Lewis,
Yeah, there's the 2 are given.
Ed Reed.
Yeah,
Justin Tucker.
I guess he's on there now. You're
Yeah,
right.
I mean,
'Cause
Justin Tucker's
he's
the
going to be a
best-
Hall of Famer.
The
Yeah.
best kicker that's like ever graced the league, bro.
Yeah. Yep.
And you know that last position, that last spot is like that's a tough one.
No, I'm putting no.
It's an easy one.
It's very easy.
Suggs?
Very easy.
Ozzie Newsome.
Oh,
No.
Yeah.
I was
Yes.
thinking Suggs.
Ozzie
I'm
Newsome
putting-
is
I'm-
on the Mount Rushmore. Has to be.
I'm putting Ray Lewis, Ed Reed, Jonathan Ogden, and Justin Tucker.
You could put Ogden. I mean, he was a staple, but I think
He's a Hall of Fame. He was the first Hall of Famer, bro.
you have to have Ozzie Newsome on that thing. Not only general manager, he's general. Like he literally is the Ravens. I know, like you get think about players. That he was a player as well. You know what I mean? He was on the
but
Browns.
he wasn't a player for the Ravens.
Still
He was just
organization,
in the
though.
organization.
I'm saying like it's just if you think about George
We said
Washington,
we did say
George
Ravens
Washington,
We did say
Yeah,
Ray. No,
Ravens
we didn't.
players.
We didn't specify players. We said Ravens Mount
Organization.
Rushmore.
Ravens
Technically,
Mount
Ravens
Rushmore. I
players,
think he's
Mount
got to be on the
Rushmore.
Mount Rushmore.
That's what I originally said.
All right,
that's
so
the
we're
topic
doing
idea.
Ravens players.
Ravens players, Mount Rushmore.
Mount
That's
Rushmore.
what I said
All right.
originally. Just saying.
No,
Zach's like, nah.
You gotta
Nah,
do players, bro.
I think that's a good little.
He's definitely up there for as far as a face of the organization.
And I
he
think-
built this organization. He brought Ray Lewis. He brought. If it wasn't for Ozzie Newsome, he wouldn't be in Mount Rushmore.
Maybe he is.
Can we just stick to players?
He was a player. The Browns.
Not for the Ravens, Zach.
Look,
how
the Browns.
How are you not fucking?
The Ravens
figuring
organization
this,
is
bro?
the Browns.
It's easy.
We are the new Browns
it's
too.
Ravens who were a fucking Ravens player for the Ravens, dude. I love Ozzy, but Ozzy was not a player for the fucking Ravens. That's all we're doing. It's not hard. It's Ravens fucking Mount Rushmore players, dude. What are they?
But he brought the Browns came here to the Ravens.
I don't care what
so
he brought or what. He wasn't a fucking player
he was a
for
Brown.
the Ravens,
He was a
bro.
Browns.
He wasn't. He was not on the 96 Ravens roster as a fucking player.
As a manager.
Yeah.
Did he get a ring?
manager,
Did he
but
get
not
a-
a player?
Did he get a
dude.
ring when he won
They
the Super
all
Bowl?
do. Everyone who works for the organization gets
You
a
know
ring.
what? I'm going with the
Just
90s.
come on,
I'm
dude.
going with the
Stop.
1996.
Well, I'm not saying John Ogden
player.
because he went out with a broken toe and that's pussy behavior, and I can't have that on my team. You know what I mean? You go out for a toe injury. Yeah, come on. You're not on my Mount Rushmore.
Tape it up.
Okay.
You gotta be Suggy.
So you're not going to put a Hall of Famer, the first one out of the whole organization to go in the Hall of Fame, on the Ravens Mount Rushmore over a fucking injury.
Weird enough, you know who else is a Hall of Famer? Is going to be a 2-time Hall of Famer.
Who?
Like for 2 things, Ozzie Newsome, from being a player and a general manager. He's going to
really think so? He'll go in for a player?
People were saying that. People were saying he could be the first 2-time
What
manager.
position did
I would
Ozzie
think
Newsome
that he
play?
would.
He was
Yeah,
a
he was
tight
a
end.
tight end.
That's why he fucking could draft him so
That's why
well.
we always have the best tight end.
No, Kuhn, I'm trying to get you riled up. I'm fucking with you.
you are.
So, but
I
yeah,
am.
Damn,
But I'm
dude,
just saying
now that
play.
you say tight
Yeah.
end, though, I mean, like, we got players that might bump people
All right,
off that
this-
spot
but you can't.
right
you
now.
can't go. I mean,
So
we
you know
can't.
what I mean?
We can't look into the future.
Because I would want to say Lamar.
I
can't do that.
honestly thought DiCarlo was going to say my exact one, which he was pretty much spot
Close,
on.
yeah.
He was. What was your fourth one?
I said Suggs.
Oh, you
Suggs
said
was number 4, but
So
I mean, it's also that's debatable.
He also left.
Suggs is definitely
You know,
debatable.
The thing is,
Suggs is now. It's funny. I got this idea because the Ravens did this a couple weeks ago for their social media account, and pretty much the first 10 players that did it, obviously all said Ray Lewis, Ed Reed,
Yeah.
and then a lot of them said about half of them said Ogden as the third, and then half of them also said Suggs for the third,
yeah.
and then a lot of people said Tucker, a lot of people said couple people were throwing Steve Smith Sr., but they were
I
like
just
newer.
think
They were
his-
younger,
yeah,
newer
I
players.
think
You know what I'm
his-
saying? They
yeah.
don't like, but
I think
but it
his
was so
stint
cool
so
to see every.
small
it
with
was
the Ravens. Like he's not he
No,
is
yeah,
a
it was
Raven.
3 years.
It was his stint with us was so short.
And that's kind of what sucks
But
too.
they were the younger, newer players that were
Yeah.
saying
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
So
yeah.
it made
So for
it
them,
made
they've
sense.
been- they
It
only
made
know him
sense
from the
for them to
Ravens.
say that they just knew that on the players aspect of it.
It
that's-
did seem
but
like
history.
Steve Smith had been a Raven forever.
He should have
because
been.
because how he played with
Yeah.
us,
Yeah.
he was meant to be a Raven.
he really
how
was.
how he played was how we played.
yeah.
His style of smash mouth, small dude, in your face, physical as fuck.
That's what sucks
Like-
about.
He was the Ray Lewis of the offense. Those 3 years.
Yeah.
Here's another debate for the Mount. Like, obviously, like, you know, Ray Lewis whole career as a Raven, right? So great. Justin Tucker will spend his whole career here as a Raven.
Oh,
That's,
yeah.
No, that's guaranteed. Ed Reed didn't spend his whole career with the Ravens, and he kind of, dipped out last like 3 or 4 years. He kind of wasn't.
But
so,
you got to.
that-
But you
I
got to.
get he's a Raven.
You got to. But you got to
for
look
8.
at. But you got to look at that at skill position. So we're saying players, right? Top 4 players
Yeah.
that were of their position for our organization, who was the best to do it at that position. You have to say.
I would.
Ed Reed.
No, I would agree.
That
You
is a
think
good
that
argument.
taints
It
his
is. It
legacy?
is.
But
It is a good argument to say,
know what I
yeah,
mean?
because he played for other teams.
The majority
Right.
was with the Ravens. I get
That's
that.
why Tucker's on
But-
there, because Tucker is the best kicker in the world.
Yeah, and I get that, but we'd have him now. But I mean, Matt Stover.
Yeah, I know.
So why?
That's a
he,
good argument
Yeah,
too.
he was
say-
great.
he was great as a
All right.
cooker too. So I mean,
If you could put like 5 faces on there or 6,
I don't. I
You
think
can't
we
do
would
that.
have
You
to do a
can't.
top. I think we'd
It's
have
gotta
to
be
do a
4.
top 10 if we were
Oh,
really gonna do like.
That'd be-
top 10's
that'd be
easy.
easy, though.
That's easy.
Yeah.
That's easy. You got Suggs, you got Stover, you got Heap, you got Jamal Lewis, you've got Peter Bolware, you got
Michael
Ernest,
McCrary,
you got
Tony
Ernest,
Saragu-
you got
that whole
Ernest,
2000s defensive.
Ernest
Wow.
Biner,
Yeah.
Trent
people
Dilfer.
him.
Trent. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was just joking.
But the thing is, I mean, but he won the Super Bowl.
Anquan
He
Bolden.
had great hair.
Yeah.
Anquan Bolden. People had Anquan Bolden on that list too. You know who else did they had? There was 3 players that said my man. They just said it, and
Mark
I was
Andrews.
like, no,
Oh, we're not talking current players. Got you.
Who, Pitta?
Flacco.
Flack. Yeah.
Ricard said Flacco because of the. He's literally said because of the because he won us the Super Bowl
That playoff run was
and
insane.
the play and he was an MVP. And then Tucker. I think Tucker said Flacco, but it was funny just seeing like their
Yeah.
faces pop up, and I was like waiting the whole time because it was like 15 players before the Flacco name came up.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I wanted to see if somebody's gonna say Flacco on there, but
Shit, Chris McAllister.
I mean,
great.
people
Yeah.
forget about
Shannon
Jamal.
Sharp.
People forget about Jamal Lewis too. Like 2,000
but
yards.
Flacco's top 10 Raven of all time.
Yeah, I agree. They do forget about Jamal Lewis. He
2,000
slept
yard
on.
season when we only played how many games back then?
Who?
Jamal Lewis.
Oh yeah.
Was that a
2000.
16?
I'm sorry.
Or was that less? It was
think
like
it was-
14.
I'm sorry.
I
I'm going
think
to
it
say
was-
Ray Rice.
Oh no, Ray Rice would have been.
Y'all-
That's what I'm saying. It
a lot
sucks,
of people
but,
forget about
yeah.
4th and 29.
Yeah. Oh, I don't. Hey,
I
diddle
don't
diddle.
forget.
4th and 29 got us to the freaking was on the road to
That
the
Chargers
Super Bowl.
game, right?
That Chargers
Yeah.
of regular season
That play was
game.
ridiculous. But dude, and they do sleep on it. And unfortunately, that is a legacy tainted, right? And
Oh,
it
it's
sucks that,
so tainted.
I
and
tell you
it's-
what, him and Jake Paul need to get into a boxing match.
No,
I could see that
I want to
shit.
see Ray Rice versus the Baltimore dude.
Who?
The-
Devontae Tank Davis?
Oh my god,
Yeah.
Ray
Tank
Rice
would light him
get
up.
They just look the same.
Tank
annihilated.
it.
They
Yeah.
look. They
Yeah,
literally
they
look like
kind
this.
of do look alike.
Don't their faces kind of look the same?
And
dude?
I'm not saying that. Okay, don't get on here and think, oh, you don't. I'm saying
No,
they genuinely
look.
look alike.
They look
Relax.
very similar
They look
dudes.
Same height. Calm down. Settle down.
Yeah, they do
you
look
threw
good.
that
They do look
igniter.
the same. They do look similar, very similar.
He got he's a boss. You see, pretty much like he just did his time. They had him on like home protection, whatever.
Yeah.
And he just said, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna."
Who are the Ravens? Who are the top
I
tight
gotta
ends
go.
we've ever had?
What?
Top what?
Who are the top 4 tight ends? 4. We'll go 4 for Ravens tight end Rushmore. What are we doing?
Hold on. I mean, like Shannon Sharp is the tight end.
You
right?
got
Yes,
so
Sharp's
Shannon
on there.
Sharp, Heap,
Pitta.
Pitta, and
Pitta.
Andrews.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
it. It's gotta
I
be.
mean, that's the fucking tight end.
And
That's
what's
easy.
what's funny though is like the fact that we had like Darren Waller on our team at one
Yeah.
time as a wide receiver.
Owen Daniels.
But Darren and he wasn't shit for us as a wide receiver, so he goes to fucking the Raiders and fucking put him as a tight end. He fucking lights his shit
Darren
up.
Waller, yeah, like,
But
yeah.
so that's easy for the tight ends.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, guys, we are wrapping. The last
That
thing
was
I
good.
do want to say, remember I was saying I don't watch people's stories. Well, I literally happened to be on Snapchat the other day, and I was like, it just cycles through the stories
Yeah.
and through people's stories, and I saw Drew, our homie Drew, his story,
Drew.
and I saw him at False and Barrel House on Wednesday. They do a comedy open mic night. And there was a guy up there riffing with the mic, and just they were getting up doing it. And I'm thinking about trying to get my write a couple bits and get up there and fucking knock these cobwebs off. See if we can get in there.
Bro, you
But-
should. Because I'm not on the nuts for it, but
So good.
fucking this dude I work with, he is the most socially awkward weirdo.
Yeah, and he does it.
But the thing is, like, I couldn't stand him when I first met him, and I think he's so aware of his awkwardness, which makes it better.
Yeah.
He does stand up comedy, and he did like a predominantly like black audience, and like had him laughing. Like
Yeah.
some of his stuff didn't hit, and I was like felt so awkward, and it was like this because he's so weird.
Yeah.
And he wears this like extra baggy suit, and he's a Jewish dude, and he's got
yarmulke.
yeah,
like,
so he's got and the hair like it's just
The whole nine.
yeah. So he wears this like baggy suit. He looks like a lawyer's gonna get you 10 years on your first DUI.
yeah, he's like
Do you know what I mean?
he's
Like
like a character.
yeah.
of
So when he
a
comes
lawyer.
out there and it kind of I don't know if it's part of his shtick, I guess, but if he does it,
Shtick, also a Jewish
then we
term.
can do it. Is it really?
I think so. It sounds Jewish.
It really does.
But it's funny because he does this bit about fuck, I don't want to steal it from him, but he needs to work on it because that's the thing. I've been helping him kind of with his timing because I'm pretty
Yeah.
good at that shit.
yeah.
But I don't want to go there and he'll be like, "There's Zach. He writes some of my. He helps me write jokes." I'm like, "Don't. Some of your jokes suck. Don't tell nobody like that." But this
Yeah.
one, like, he does this thing where apparently over in the Philippines, there's like a large Jewish like I didn't know that, and some of his family came from Germany, or whatever, and they stopped there. They kind of the only place in the world where this fruit is grown in the Philippines. It's called a mangosteen. You ever heard of these?
Oh my god. No.
Seriously, it's a mangosteen, and it's just like so. There's a mango, but a bunch of Jews are here, so they put a
Call it
steen on the end.
mangosteen.
that's
funny.
what, that's his joke. That's one of
yeah.
his jokes. And he's
That's
working
good.
on it. But when he said it, I was like, "Dude, that's fucking funny."
That's good. It's got
So-
the potential. But
And
yeah,
I'm not saying it. He was so.
So yeah, for Wednesday nights they do it at False and Barrel House. Is the next Wednesday's the next one, and I was thinking about trying to get off work and head up there, man. I was thinking about doing it.
Well-
I'm a little nervous, but
I'll come. I'll support. I'll come in.
I'm definitely down to see that. I might tag along. Might actually
Yeah.
get up there. But to let you guys know and let the audience know, Coon's a good guy.
We know.
I give half my wages to charity, and when charity's not working, I give the
half
other
your
half
wages
to Destiny. Just let you guys know that.
You give half your wages to charity?
You didn't get
Yeah,
the joke?
when charity's not working, I give the other half to
shit.
Destiny.
Dad jokes.
Damn, that is good. So first I was
Dad
thinking, I
jokes.
was like, this motherfucker. Well, what charity? First I was like thinking like a Jewish charity because I was kind of saying that. I was like, I don't know, what are you doing? But
I've
anyway.
been looking up
Inner
dad-
city kids.
I've been looking up dad jokes for because Ollie likes telling jokes that are
Yeah, yeah.
horrible. He will tell the same ones over and
Yeah.
over too. And yeah, I've been looking up dad jokes and there's some goober ones. They're pretty funny. There's some
Nick,
ridiculous
did you get that
ones.
joke at first? Or did
You know,
you?
I got it. I
You
got,
got
it.
it.
I knew
Smarter
Nick
than me.
would.
I was once addicted to the hokey pokey, but then I turned myself around. All right, guys.
All right,
Slippery
guys.
Stallions out.
Gang, gang.
And you're finished.